having fun every day. Every day I'm having fun.
This fellow is the young entrepreneur. He's from Morocco, and he's climbed right up to the top of the luxury wine and spirits business. His name is Malek Amrani.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Tony. Thank
Hi,
you for the
Malek.
introduction.
¿Cómo está?
Muy bien.
I see you over there. Good. Nice to have you with us.
Thank you so much for having me. It's such an honor.
Tell us, where are you right now? Are you in Los Angeles, Napa?
I am in LA today.
Okay,
Yeah.
in LA. And we're going to do, you're going to tell us, I think, about some of the wines that you make. And today, I think especially the rosé. And what I would like to know is, how did you get started in this fantastic world of making wines?
Sure. So I was born in Morocco. I graduated high school at the age of 16. And I moved to Senegal, Africa for med school, for medical studies. I did the first year there in the French system. I did pretty well. I passed, but I really didn't like it. I just didn't see myself being a doctor at the age of 24 or 25. So I decided to move to New York and make it on my own. So I moved to New York at the age of 17, and I worked my way up the restaurant industry. The first 6 months in New York, I was a homeless. So I lived in the subway and streets and all that. And I literally, I've been to every single train station on the New York City subway lines. And within 6 months, I was able to save $10,000 from working small jobs here and there and not having a home. And from there, I was working in the restaurant industry. So I climbed the ladder pretty quickly in the restaurant world. Before the age of 21, I was already a sommelier, and I was already buying wine for a prestigious French-Japanese restaurants that used to be located on 18th Street on Park Avenue in Manhattan. I was not even 21, as I said, but nobody knew because I was working with fake papers back then. On my 21st birthday, had papers then, I got them. But on my 21st birthday, I was hired by Diageo and Moët Hennessy to do sales for them in New York. So I did that for 10 years. I worked with hundreds and hundreds of restaurants, bars, clubs, hotels in Metro New York, mainly Manhattan. And within those 10 years, I did really well. I was extremely competitive, always top quota performer, top earner and whatnot. And everybody thought I was just genius at what I was doing. What nobody knew is that I was living a double life. I was importing wine
Here we go.
for 5 years. So I think that's how I met Dan. I met Dan through my business next door, where I used to import wine through the importer on 45th Street in Manhattan. And I was doing that for 5 years, importing small boutique family-made wines from all over the world, countries like Uruguay, Chile, Spain, obviously, Italy, France, the classical countries that make wine. And what I realized is that the wines that I personally like to and I enjoy to drink, I couldn't afford, and those wines were the Napa Valley wines. So here I am, and I'm 26, and I felt like I've done it all in the wine world except making wine. So I got obsessed about Napa, and I started flying back and forth. On a Friday morning, I'll take a flight at 7 a.m., 10:30, or 10 o'clock, I'm in San Francisco, 11, I'm in Napa, and then I'll work Friday, Saturday, Sunday. work. I didn't know what I was doing back then. I was just going, to be honest with you. I was just going without purpose. I was just going to meet people and network and figure it out. And I'll fly back to Manhattan on a red eye on a Sunday night, go to work Monday like nothing happened. People ask me, how was your weekend? It was great. That's what I said all the time. Nobody knew I was in Napa. And over time, I figured it all out, and I figured how I can start making wine. My first vintage was a 2013 Chardonnay. I only made one wine in 2013, one wine in 14, one wine in 15, and 16 I made 3 wines. In 2017 I made more than 10 wines, and 18 I made more than 15 wines. So we've been growing and making more wine. Today, we are in the top 15% of producers of Napa Valley. There are only 550 wineries in Napa. It's a small region. The majority, they make, about 80% make less than 10,000 cases a year. We are at about 25,000 this year alone. Yeah, this is, I hope I answered your story, your question.
I thought I was going to have to pull it out of you, but I see that you got the gift of gab, so that's good. I love that. Now, full disclosure, my family made wine. My grandfather and my uncles used to make wine once a year down in the basement of our house in Brooklyn, and I was only a child, so they got very little help out of me, and I hardly ever tasted any of it since I was really 4, 3, 5, 6, 7 years old. But I just needed to say that because I do have that wine in my blood, that history of it's the Italian wine, you know, Brooklyn grapes, but Italian wine. Tell us what kind of wine you're gonna that we have on store today.
Today I have the Pinot Noir Rosé. This is the flagship rosé of what we do. So rosé just means pink in French. So when you buy a rosé wine, the reason why they call it rosé or pink, because typically it's made of blend of grapes. You don't know what you're drinking. So it's almost like saying I'm drinking white wine because you don't know what grape it is. You can't call it Chardonnay or Sauvignon Blanc. In our case at Device, everything is made from Pinot Noir grapes. So we grow the grapes mainly to make a rosé. And the way we get this color, why is this not red? Why is it pink? Well, when we pick the grapes and we crush them, crush them to get the juice out of them and ferment them, we'll leave them in the skin for only about 2 hours to get this color. If I leave them overnight, it'll turn into a red wine. So Pinot Noir has a black skin, so really all it needs is about 2 hours to get this color, and we call it rosé.
Fascinating. I don't believe my family ever made rosé. They couldn't get away with that. But we did have red and white. That's what I remember. It was just a red and white. It was fantastic. I'm not going to ask you the recipe because I'm sure it's
sure, like, I can, sure.
No, I don't. We don't want to know. You could tell me.
Sure.
How? I was trying to think how we do this on the air. It's a wine. It was kind of a wine tasting. So we're going to have you taste it for us.
Sure.
And tell us all those wonderful things that it's it's just
So
I wish I had a glass here. I wanted
next time.
But I do have.
Ooh, look at that! You got the Pinot.
Yes, the red. They left the grapes in here a little over 2 hours.
Yeah, we did.
Turned dark, but I was thinking of opening it right now. But maybe in the second hour. But go on.
Yeah. So I'll tell you about wine and tasting wine.
Okay.
You know, tasting wine and what you smell and what you taste is actually really personal, because what I taste is not what you're gonna taste, and what I smell is not what you're gonna smell. All of us, we smell things we kind of smelled when we were young as children. We were discovering the sense of smell, picking things up everywhere and smelling them. Like, you're never gonna smell gooseberry if you don't know what gooseberry looks like. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So, and when it comes to wine, I will say 80% of what we taste is actually what we smell. I do it all the time, where I'll blindfold people and I'll ask them to close their nose. I'll give them orange juice, and they'll take a sip of orange juice, and you start hearing oh, it's pineapple, it's cranberry. They can't. It's rarely someone gets that it's orange juice because our tongues they only taste four things. So some people say five things. They taste sweetness, bitterness, saltiness, and sweetness, bitterness, saltiness, and sour. And some people say they taste umami, which you get when you eat sushi and certain fine, caviar and certain things. So personally, in this wine,
Yes.
I smell watermelon and a little bit of summer fruit and a little bit of red apple skin, almost like just the skin of a red apple. So that's what I get right away on the nose. And to really taste wine, you gotta air it out. You kind of actually gotta create that retronasal oxygen effect in your mouth. If you just do this to any wine, you actually kind of cheating yourself because you don't get much of the taste. What you really want to do you really don't have to make the noise. If you do, it's great, but you kind of have to give it a little swirl inside. It's almost like shake. It's like almost like when you're brushing teeth and you use the tooth, Listerine or whatever. It's you kind of almost gotta have to do that with wine to really sense the flavor. So this wine, what's special about it? This is bone dry. It has 0.0 grams residual sugar. So I make this wine completely dry, not because, I'm trying to stay lean or whatever that is, but mainly because sugar is what gives you a hangover, not alcohol. So if you drink sweeter wines and you drink a lot of them, you're gonna feel a headache. I'll give you a good example. If you drink vodka, if you drink tequila, if you drink it neat, if you drink 5 drinks neat of tequila spread out, you're not gonna get as bad as a hangover as drinking 5 margaritas.
What do you mean neat? Neat? Did you say neat?
Yeah, neat, meaning no mixers, no sweeteners, no nothing. And that's why Russians, for example, drink vodka like water. They don't really mix it, you know what I mean? Versus if you take vodka and mix it with something sweet and you drink a good amount of it, you'll probably get a hangover the next day or a headache the next day. Because sugar is what gives you the hangover, not alcohol.
What about sulfates?
So sulfites naturally happen in wine. All wine has to say contains sulfites by law. We have to put it. They happen in a very, very small amount. But sulfites you have to add them when you have residual sugar in the wine. Because if you don't add preservatives or sulfites to wine that has sugar in it, it will automatically start second fermentation in the bottle and it's gonna turn bubbly like a champagne and the cork's gonna pop and it's gonna go rotten. So sulfites is mainly found, most people add sulfites in certain quantities, but it's heavily found in conventional wines you're gonna buy at every single Costco or you're gonna find in every single steakhouse in America. Those wines typically, they're conventional wines. They're gonna bomb them with sulfites. At the Vice, for example, all our wines have less than 100 parts per million of sulfites. I don't want to confuse you. I'm going to keep it simple. The government considers anything 100 and below to be organic. That's the benchmark, the standard for organic wines. The highest we probably get is about 75, and the limit that the government has about 300 parts per million of sulfites, or SO2, the chemical name for it.
I think there's a conception, at least I had thought so, that the sulfites gave you a headache or something. That caused a hangover.
There is a huge misconception when it comes to that. Very, very few people are sulfites allergic. And if you were, you cannot drink orange juice because there is nothing that is bombed more than orange juice when it comes to sulfites. When you take orange and you take, like, let's say you squeeze it, you make fresh orange juice at home. Take that juice and leave it in your fridge for 5 days and go drink it. See what it tastes like. You can't. you know, and all the juice, orange juice you find out there, obviously the shelf life of it, it's so long because it's contains massive amounts of sulfites.
Okay.
But it doesn't kill anybody.
It hasn't killed me so far. That's a very pretty bottle. Do you
Hey.
design the bottles?
Yeah, so my wife designs all the bottle except this one. So I'm gonna show you, this is what our bottle looks like. This one is Pride Edition. I made this bottle specifically for the LGBT community of New York. So yeah, all these labels, my wife designs them except this one. So this one is actually, tomorrow is at a competition for the best packaging of the year. We were selected to be finalists. This one is silk print, and my brother-in-law, Kyle, he put all our family vices on this bottle. Although our number one vice is the inside. He put in, you know, pizza, marijuana leaf, my dog, he's somewhere here hanging out. You know,
I don't get that. He put the vices, you mean like food and things?
so our family's vices, like all the things that, you know, our vices, things that we do, and if we do a little bit too much, it'll be bad for us, but it's not bad because we don't do too much of it. We just do the right amount.
Your bottle X-rated? Is this why it's in the X-rated competition?
No.
Vices in there. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
All right, so family vices are on there.
Yeah, so my wife, she's got her shoes, a lipstick, and all the fun stuff. Shopping bags.
Vices are good things for your family.
Yep. Yeah. I think vices are a good thing overall. As long as you don't overdo them, they don't become addictions, then vices are necessary to have a happy, productive life.
Love it. What's your favorite wine?
I make so many wines, Tony. I can't pick and choose. It really depends.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how many different wines do you make now? How many different?
I've made over 40 wines so far.
40 different varieties of wine.
No, 40 wines, meaning wines from different vineyards. Varietal-wise, I make about 9 different wines right now. From Cabernet, Chardonnay, Malbec, everything.
Are your grapes grown all from Napa?
Only Napa Valley. All my grapes comes from single vineyards. So basically single plot of land. All of them certified organic vineyards or CCOF. That are certified organic by the state of California. And it's really just, it's a way of life. It's not like we're trying to brag that we're organic. All our wines are vegan. I'm not vegan, but all our wines are vegan. And you'd be like, wait, not all wines are vegan? Actually, 99% of the wines out there are not vegan. Most of wine, they have some kind of animal byproduct to clarify them and clear them. Yes.
Oh, now you tell me. Okay. If it's okay with you, I'm gonna maybe open it up to maybe a little questions from the gallery.
No, we ship to 44 states where it's legal to ship. There are 6 states where we cannot ship, and they're pretty, I don't know, they're pretty small states. But we ship everywhere. Typically out of Napa, so most of our shipments go out of Napa. Our website is thevicewine.com. So www.thevicewine.com. And we have a discount code in place for the Florence Belsky Foundation, and the discount is FlowBell, and it's 20%. We do free shipping on case orders, and this time of year we also do cold pack shipments. I see a question on the screen: if we ship overseas. It depends where. We typically don't, just because it gets complicated with the customs at the receiving country. Really not the United States, but wherever it's shipping, it gets complicated, and we're trying to avoid that. Yeah, we're allowed, but we typically don't, because perishable product, we don't want to deal with it. We give recommendations, and sometimes we partner up with cheese vendors or meat vendors, and we do paired tastings together. But no, unfortunately, we don't ship food.
What's a great with this particular rosé? What would you pair?
This one is really good on its own, but salmon, salads, it's pretty versatile of a wine. It really goes, it can even go with like a skirt steak. It can go with pretty much fish, everything. It's light on its own, it's dry, it's easygoing, but yeah, it's honestly what you have in front of you typically is a good choice. To pair food with wine. It's good to eat some food while you're really enjoying wine. It's very good.
That is so fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Malek. Is that how we pronounce it? Malek?
Malek, Malik. My parents call me both. So.
What do they call you?
Both. Malek is what they call me when I'm in trouble. It's Malik. Then I know I'm in trouble.